Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome tonight to our boys soccer broadcast on Spuds TV as we bring you the Fergus Falls Otters against your Moorhead Spuds. We'll run through the starting lineups for both teams as we always do. First for the Otters, they'll go with number 3, Casey Egan, number 5, Shane Zierden, number 6, Ian Richards, number 9, Sterling Andrews, number 10, Matthew Niblock, number 11, Jose Rodriguez, number 13, Cole Zierden, number 16, Aiden Schern, number 19, Joey Johnson, number 20, Jaden Monteufel, and number 24, Jack Urich. A pretty young starting lineup for the Otters. Several freshmen and sophomores in the lineup for them, alongside 4 seniors. And then for your Spuds, number 1, Jacob Hendrickson. He'll be in goal tonight. In front of him is number 2, Abdirahman Ahmed, number 3, Yusuf Mohammed, number 4, Liam Weiler, number 6, Tamba Ngolo, number 7, Jabril Guido, number 8, Max Hodney, number 10, Yusuf Al-Shamani, number 11 is Saif Alawi, number 12, Caden Carter, and number 14, Mason Allen. The Otters are coached by Joel Heikes in his first season with the Otters. The national anthem has been sung. We are just getting our starting lineups delivered to us from the public address announcer. We'll be underway with soccer shortly on a fairly chilly evening here at Jim Goda Stadium with a slight wind blowing out of the west towards the east. Rained off and on today here at Moorhead, but clear now, a little overcast skies. So we have soccer here earlier than normal, usually a 7 p.m. start time, but we bring you a 5 p.m. start. The Fergus Falls Otters come in with a record of 0-7 this year, struggling to get that first win. But talking with their coach for the game, they've had a good attitude about it and continue to try and have fun, and they know they have a young team and better things to come for the Otters in the coming years. As for your Moorhead Spuds, they are 7-0 and have been nothing short of impressive. If you were with us on Saturday, they took on the Alexandria Cardinals and were victorious 5-0 in that one. Again, that game was on Spuds TV as we celebrated Senior Day and the 16 seniors on this Moorhead Spuds roster. As the referee blows the whistle, and we are underway here with soccer, Otters and Spuds. So that's Caden Carter now with it for the Spuds, and he'll play it back to Liam Weiler. Weiler up to Mason Allen, back over to Caden Carter. Now Jabril Guido plays it back to Caden Carter. Jabril Guido with a goal in that game on Saturday against the Cardinals. Currently the second leading goal scorer on the Spuds. That's now Saif Alawi up to the leading goal scorer, Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani makes his way into the box, makes a nifty move, and he's taken down there. We'll have no call from the referee, and we will play on. So it's Jaden Monteufel who rolls it out for the Otters. Max Hodney to throw it in for the Spuds. Back to get it for the Otters is Ian Richards. It's out of bounds, and the Spuds will take a throw in. Throwing in for the Spuds will be Abdirahman Ahmed. Now that's Saif Alawi with it for the Spuds, and he carries it through a couple defenders. Now tries to play it through for Tamba Ngolo. So he will track it down and gain possession. Fires one at the side of the net, but it will be out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for the Otters. Nice play there by Tamba Ngolo as he worked his way around the defender. That was Jack Urich there for the Otters. But Monteufel there to make the save. He will boot it out on the goal kick. Taken in again by Ngolo. Now he tries to play it back to Abdirahman Ahmed, and that'll deflect off of Yusuf Mohammed. Now it's back to Yusuf Mohammed, and he'll play it up to Tamba Ngolo. has some trouble with it there, but he'll make it past midfield and give it off to Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani over to Saif Alawi. Alawi will send a low cross in. That'll be knocked out. Now a shot attempt by Mason Allen. That'll be over the net. So now there'll be a goal kick for the Otters. Goal kick sent near midfield, and now it's Max Hodney. He tries to tap it over to Caden Carter, but that'll be booted away. Now that'll be out of bounds off of Yusuf Muhammad. So the Otters will take a throw in from there. On that far sideline, some pushing and shoving. There'll be a foul called on Saif Alawi. So Jose Rodriguez will line up the free kick for the Otters. Jose Rodriguez, just a freshman on this Fergus Falls Otters team. One of two freshmen in the starting lineup for the Otters, alongside Shane Zierden, his fellow freshman in the starting lineup. Now they cross it in. That'll be over the head of Cole Zierden. Now back. That'll be tossed back in by Sterling Andrews, now played out near midfield by Max Hodney. He gets it up looking for Jabril Guido. That's Jack Urich there for the Otters, and he'll send it out of bounds, and it'll roll out of bounds just before the end line, and it'll be a throw-in for the Moorhead Spuds. A little back and forth action there between Spuds and Otters. Liam Weiler there to take the throw in for the Spuds. He sends a low streaking throw in off the head of Yusuf Muhammad. That'll be another goal kick for the Otters. So a good try there as Weiler attempted to use the throw in almost like a corner kick, and Yusuf Muhammad got his head all the way down there to play it. It was just wide of the net, and so it will be a goal kick now for Monteufel. He plays it out to his teammate Cole Zierden. Now Caden Carter for the Spuds. Back to Zierden. It'll be out of bounds off of him and be a Spuds throw-in. Carter trying to throw it into Guido, but deflected there by Urich. Now Mason Allen plays it back to Yusuf Muhammad. Weiler sends it back up to Allen. Allen up to Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani also scored in that game on Saturday against Alexandria. He scored on a penalty kick to get the scoring going for the Spuds. They took a 1-0 lead on that penalty kick on their way to a 5-0 win on Senior Day. Now it's Saif Alawi for the Spuds. He plays it up to Jabril Guido just outside the box. Makes a move around Urich and his left-footed cross, but nobody's home there for the Spuds. So Ian Richards will track it down, and now it's back. Max Hodney crosses into the box looking for Yusuf Al-Shamani, but Jaden Monteufel's right there to take that chance away. It's played up the far sideline now, and that's Aiden Shern there for the Otters, and now it'll be Yusuf Muhammad who sends it all the way back to his goaltender, Jacob Hendrickson. Hendrickson settles it down. A streaking Shane Zierden in there for the Otters, giving Hendrickson some trouble. Now it'll be Jose Rodriguez, but that'll be intercepted by Abdirahman Ahmed. Now Hodney plays it over to Saif Alawi. Alawi gives it off to Mason Allen. Allen will cross midfield and give off to Caden Carter. Just over 5 minutes into this first half. No scoring yet. Both teams just feeling each other out as Mason Allen will give it back to Liam Weiler now near midfield. Weiler sends a long streaking pass looking for Saif Alawi. That's intercepted, now played up to Shane Zierden. Now back to Saif Alawi. Alawi up that far sideline. That's Ian Richards there for the Otters, but he'll get around him, and now That'll be out of bounds off of Aiden Shern of Fergus Falls. And Saif Alawi sets up the corner kick, and his teammate Max Hodney will go over there to take it. Hodney sends a high arching corner kick in off the head of Saif Alawi there into a scrum of bodies and sent out of bounds. There was a whole host of Spuds down there looking to make a play on the ball. It bounced once. Saif Alawi attempted to head it in. It was kicked back out there by the goalie Monteufel, and then about 3 or 4 Spuds there to kick it out of bounds and take the goal kick now is Monteufel. Dominic Aguilar in now for the Otters, one of a couple substitutions. Aguilar, one of the several multi-sport athletes on this team for the Otters. You'll see him on the court in the winter playing basketball for the Otters, a tremendous basketball player for them. Out here playing soccer today, as we are knotted at 0 in this first half. That's Jose Rodriguez now taken away. That's Tamba Ngolo for the Spuds. It's off the head of Aguilar, and now Yusuf Muhammad will boot it over his head and back out near midfield, taken in by Ian Richards. Now that ball deflected. And Alawi will send it off of an Otter, and there will be a throw in now for the Spuds. Alawi gets it in. That's Tamba Ngolo. Ngolo has it taken away, but Abdirahman Ahmed right there to get it back for the Spuds. Alawi plays off to Ngolo, right back to Saif Alawi. Alawi taps it past his defender and tries to run around him. He'll be taken down there by Richards. There will be a free kick for the Spuds as Alawi tapped it around Ian Richards there and tried to run around him on the inside. Just got tripped up a little bit, so the Spuds will take a free kick. Moorhead girls in action today. They also are taking on the Fergus Falls Otters, except that'll be in Fergus Falls. That free kick sent over the net by Mason Allen. Their Spud girls team still undefeated, only having given up 1 goal so far this year, and they're down playing the Otters today in Fergus Falls, as are your boys right here, as we are 10 minutes into this first half, still knotted at 0-0. This goaltender Jaden Monteufel lines up the goal kick and sends it out near midfield. Bounces around there off a couple players. Now Tamba Ngolo will be charged with a foul there, as it was Jose Rodriguez who had the ball for the Otters. Ngolo gave him a bit of a shove. So the Otters will take a free kick now. The ball booted up the far sideline. It'll be out of bounds off of Shane Zierden there. So Abdirahman Ahmed gets it in for the Spuds. He tosses it in to Mason Allen. Now it's over to Max Hodney. Hodney looking for Yusuf Al-Shamani. Tapped away there by Casey Egan. Now it's Dominic Aguilar for the Otters. His pass intercepted there by Caden Carter. He was trying to find Cole Zierden along this near sideline. Now we tapped out of bounds by Jack Urich. Caden Carter will throw it in as he gets it into Max Hodney. Hodney up the near sideline, works his way around a couple defenders. Urich taps it away there from him and over to Casey Egan. Now that's Cole Zierden. Shane Zierden along the far sideline. He will send it through, and Liam Weiler taps it back. Zierden there again for the Otters. Plays it over the head of Caden Carter. Now Carter fights with Cole Zierden there. Ball will be out of bounds off of Caden Carter. And Jack Urich will come up and take the throw in for the Otters. A throw in to Shane Zierden. Jeremiah Ahmed takes that pass in and gives up to Mason Allen. His pass is deflected there, but it'll end up with Saif Alawi. Alawi looking for someone to pass to. Makes his way around a defender, but Urick is there for the Otters. That'll be tapped out again by Egan up to Shane Zierden. Zierden defended there by Ngolo and gets it away. Now Mason Allen fakes a pass back to Weiler. He'll get it over to Caden Carter along the near sideline. Now Jabril Guido to Max Hodney, right back to Jabril Guido. Guido with speed takes it into the box. He will attempt a right-footed shot, but it'll be too wide of the net, and so it'll be a goal kick for the Otters. So some decent scoring chances so far for the Spuds, but nothing to show for it. They've maintained possession throughout most of this first half. It's William Vargas gets it ready to sub in for the Spuds. Now along the far sideline, they'll be out of bounds off of Shane Zierden. Now the substitutions will come in for the Spuds. It's William Vargas and Rivar Kekos. They enter in for the Spuds, and heading off will be Jabril Guido and Tamba Ngolo. Kekos had quite a game on Saturday for the Spuds. He had 3 assists along with a goal. He played fantastic against the Cardinals on Saturday. Now it's played into the box for William Vargas, and he taps it by the goaltender, and that'll be in for a goal. That is William Vargas. Immediately after checking in, he gets a goal as he just camped in front of the net there and got the pass in from that far sideline. And he just tapped it right behind the goalie and gives their Spuds a 1-0 lead. So just before almost 15 minutes into this first half, we get our first goal. That is William Vargas for the Spuds. And they lead 1-0 now on the Bell Bank scoreboard.
Time of the Spud goal, 14-13 of the first half.
Now Max Hodney plays it up to William Vargas, and it'll roll off of him and be out of bounds. So it took a little bit for the Spuds offense to get rolling, but they eventually do get on the board here, and they now lead 1-0. Now Max Hodney into the box looking for Saif Alawi, but that pass is too wide for him. Rivar Kekos attempts to track it down, but Jack Urick sends it out near midfield, and now it's Mason Allen for the Spuds. Allen taps it over to Caden Carter. Now back to Saif Alawi. Alawi avoids a defender and carries it outside the box. His right-footed cross sent in, but scooped up there by Jaden Monteufel. Sniffing out that chance, and he'll roll it out to Shane Zierden as he carries it up that far sideline. Had a chance to talk with Fergus Falls head coach Joel Heikes for the game. Obviously an 0-7 start, not where they want to be, he said, but it's been a tough year playing in this conference at the schools that they typically don't play, bigger than them henceforth. Moorhead being one of those. He said they're battling every night and just trying to get better, and he said had some different lineup changes throughout the year, giving everyone a chance to play. He said the kids have been pretty optimistic, and they're just trying to have some fun tonight, taking on a tough task that is the Moorhead Spuds. They are 7-0, and they've looked strong all year. Max Hodney lines up the corner kick there for the Spuds. A leaping Liam Weiler sent it over the net as he jumped above everyone and played off his head, but it'll be out of bounds for a goal kick. Not only is Fergus Falls new to the conference, so are the Spuds, and they obviously not playing a typical schedule as they would in most years. but undefeated nonetheless. You can only win the games that are on your schedule. So they're 7-0. Only time they've really been challenged this year was against St. Cloud Tech. That game was in St. Cloud. They were victorious 3-2 in that one, but otherwise it's been pretty much smooth sailing for the Spuds this year in this new Central Lakes Conference amidst this COVID-19 pandemic. I think everyone's just happy to be out here playing soccer on a pretty nice fall evening. That's taken away there. That's Cole Zierden, takes away from Revar Keikos. It'll deflect off of Yusuf Muhammad, and Liam Weiler saves it from going out of bounds. And now he will just tap it out the side there, and Cole Zierden will take the throw in for the Otters. Otters putting on a little pressure now after giving up that goal to go down 1-0. They'd like to get it back as soon as possible. Zierden tries to cross it in, but will be out of bounds, and so the Spuds will take a goal kick. It was a big day for the football and volleyball teams today as they both officially started practice. They've had a couple weeks of off-season training, it was considered, but this week officially starting practice as we told you on Saturday, have been permitted to start playing games. The Spuds will take on Buffalo next Friday. If you're wondering about the football schedule and how that has been affected, the answer is not really. Obviously only playing 6 games this year, but the pretty typical opponents, they play Alexandria and Bemidji, along with Brainerd, St. Cloud Apollo. So some usual opponents on the Spuds schedules. Now Max Hodney sends it through to a streaking William Vargas. He'll settle it down outside the box there. His right-footed crossing attempt taken in by Monteufel. So we're excited about the return of football and volleyball. We'll have as much as we can for you here on Spuds TV of both of those sports, as well as continue our coverage of soccer, swimming, and tennis. So those are your fall sports in action. That'll be Yusuf Muhammad. He plays it upfield, taken away there, and now that is Matthew Niblock. He plays it over to Shane Zierden. That cross sent in, and goaltender Jacob Hendrickson there to scoop that one up, and he'll give the ball a couple of bounces and throw it out just past Cole Zierden and gets it on the feet of Revar Keikos. And I'll be out of bounds, and a substitution in for the Otters. So we are just over the midway point in this first half. It's been a pretty quiet first half, just that one goal coming from William Vargas just a few minutes before. He subbed in right off the bench, he scored. Now Revar Keikos sends a through ball in, but scooped up again by Monteufel. Monteufel getting the start in net tonight, just a sophomore. As we said before, a pretty young Fergus Falls Otters team this year. Now Liam Weiler plays it up. That's Max Hodney. A couple of polar opposite teams here. The Spuds are a pretty veteran team with those 16 seniors, as we said before. And the records show as Spuds are 7-0 and the Otters with a opposite 0-7, but nonetheless it is 1-0 here in the first half and a pretty evenly played match so far. Both teams with some decent chances. Spuds probably having more possession. Now a great chance for the Spuds as Guido's in behind the net. He sends a rocket into the top corner of the net, and that will be a goal for the Moorhead Spuds. So not so fast, says Jabril Guido, as he puts the Spuds up 2-0 now. So we were saying a 1-0 game, pretty evenly played, and Guido immediately puts the Spuds up 2-0 as that He took the through ball there, got in behind the defenders, and sent a laser into the top left corner of the net, beating Monteufel there, and gives your Spuds a 2-0 lead on the Bell Bank scoreboard. So Fergus Falls playing a pretty solid game in the opening half of this first half, but find themselves down 2-0. Scoring on the Spuds has been a tough thing to do this year. They've only allowed 4 goals all year, and they've had 2 shutouts their past 2 games. So anytime the Spuds get a lead, it's tough to come back, but the Otters will attempt to do so this evening. It's William Vargas trying to chase it down, but it'll be out of bounds. A ball thrown in, that's Aiden Shern, but now played back and over the head of Revar Keikos. Mohammed Hussein there to challenge Jack Urich, but he'll get it up, and that's back to Aiden Shern. Vargas defending Shern along the far sideline. Now Yusuf Muhammad taps it over to Mason Allen. Now Weiler gets it over to Caden Carter. He gives it up to Mohammed Hussein. Hussein plays it up to Revar Keikos. He'll try and track it down, but will not be able to as that ball roll out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick as it rolls out the end there. So Monteufel will set up the goal kick for the Otters. Monteufel sends into the air, and played there by Tamba and Golo, and now Mason Allen taps it back to Yusuf Muhammad. Now it's Jabril Guido. Taken up field now. It's Matthew Niblock. Defended there by Yusuf Muhammad, but Muhammad will be charged with a foul there. So the Otters will take a goal kick. Excuse me, a free kick, rather. Sent into the box. That was Matthew Niblock on the free kick attempt, but Jacob Hendrickson there for the Spuds. Now it's Tamba and Golo. Golo gives off to Caden Carter. He'll play out to Mohammed Hussein. Hussein taken down there by Jack Urich. So we'll have a foul there on the Otters, and the Spuds will take a free kick. Mason Allen lines up the free kick, his left-footed pass into the box. A bunch of Spuds and Otters closely packed in there, and it will be out of bounds off the Spuds. So Monteufel will do it again with another goal kick as Yusuf Al-Shamani enters back in for the Spuds. He will replace goal scorer William Vargas. And for the Otters, Joey Johnson back in. He'll play his defensive spot. Along the far sideline there. It's played to the middle of the field. That's Owen Kruger. Now taken away by Mohammed Hussein. And Allen sends it up to Yusuf Al-Shamani. Shamani makes move, gets by one defender there, makes move to get by another. His left-footed shot. Looking for the far side of the net. A nice move there by Yusuf Al-Shamani. He is the leading goal scorer on this Spuds team. Made a couple of nifty moves there, getting by a couple defenders, but could not finish off the job. As his left-footed shot was looking for that far goal post just to sneak it in on the ground there past the goaltender. He played a tough angle there, not much Al-Shamani could do. Monteufel took away everything he had. So that rolled out of bounds, and Monteufel will take the goal kick. Similar to the game on Saturday against Alexandria, the first 20 minutes or so were played scoreless, but then the Spuds showing that powerful offense, getting a couple goals. They find themselves with a 2-0 lead here. Now it's Revar Keikos. He's ran into by Urich there, and then he'll be booted out by Casey Egan. Now Caden Carter tries to get to Al-Shamani, rolls by him, and stepping in front of Muhammad Hussein there is Jack Urich, so the Spuds will take a throw in. Liam Weiler there to take the throw in for the Spuds. See, he lines it up and fires it in. A high arcing throw in. Goaltender Monteufel comes out, bouncing off a couple heads in there. Now Keikos will line it up, deflects off an Otter. Played back to Muhammad Hussein, and now over to Jabril Guido. Bunch of action down there. Both teams packing it in close. Keikos had a shot attempt from about the penalty shot marker. Now it's back to Hussein. Now we'll play off of Cole Zierden. Now the Otters avoid trouble as they get it back out near midfield. So a flurry of action down there in the Otter box off of that throw-in. Bouncing off a couple heads, a couple legs. Keikos with a good opportunity, blocked by a couple Otters. Sent back in, and now there'll be a break in the action as we can all take a breath. They'll be out of bounds as Saif Alawi comes back on for the Spuds. He will replace Muhammad Hussein along the left side there. And Liam Weiland will line up another throw-in, this time from the opposite sideline, about the same spot he was on the previous one. He will send in another high throw-in. That's headed out. That's Aiden Shern. But now Tamba Ngolo gets it back for the Spuds. Gives off to Yusuf Muhammad. Now Revar Keikos. That's Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani plays over to Saif Alawi. Alawi's right-footed shot is going to miss the net there. That'll be another goal kick. A good opportunity there for Alawi. But his right-footed shot was wide of the net. So Monteufel will line up another goal kick. As he attempts the goal kick over to the sideline, looking for his teammate Cole Zierden, but it'll be out of bounds, and Alawi there to take the throw in. He gets it into Mason Allen. Allen over to Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani makes a move, looking to shoot it, but it comes nowhere close to the net. So that will roll all the way back towards the fence there. And Monteufel will line up another goal kick. Just 10 minutes to play here in this first half. Rather quickly moving first half this evening. Saif Alawi has it taken away there. That's Casey Egan. It's playing up to Cole Zierden now. So he's looking to pass it to Sterling Andrews. That's intercepted, and we'll be back now with Caden Carter. Carter plays it up to Saif Alawi. Defended by Zierden there. Tries to pass it to Al-Shamani, and is able to do so, but Egan there to take it away for the Otters. Egan's pass deflected by Allen. He will whiff on another attempt, and so the Spuds will take a throw-in. Saif Alawi trying to take in that throw, but it goes right behind him, and now Egan plays it off of Alawi. Now it's Urich for the Otters. Now Tamba Ngolo will tap it over to Yusuf Al-Shamani. He gives way to Ngolo. Now it's Revar Keikos. Keikos left-footed shot. That will be blocked and booted out there by Cole Zierden. Now Yusuf Muhammad will reset for the Spuds near midfield. Jabril Guido looking for Abdirahman Ahmed, but his pass too strong, and he'll be out of bounds, so the Otters will take a throw-in. Moorhead High School started distance learning today. They moved to a fully online format. So none of these players were in school today, doing it all from home, but fortunately for everyone, we are still able to play sports and do extracurricular activities. We're glad to be here tonight for soccer between the Spuds and the Otters. Spuds have just 2 games remaining after this tilt with the Otters. They're both road contests as they will take on the Sartell St. Stephen Sabres, and then as well they will take on the Brainerd Warriors. They were supposed to play Brainerd last Friday, but that game postponed. So they will take on Brainerd. Their season finale is Alawi taps it over looking for Jabril Guido, but Monteufel there to scoop it up. Monteufel playing a nice game in net, only a sophomore, but doing a nice job tonight for the Otters. Obviously those 2 goals, but one of them just a rocket from Jabril Guido. Not much he could do on that one. So overall Monteufel playing a pretty solid first half. The Otters might be down 2-0, but in some cases you got to think that's a victory. The Spuds have been pretty dominant all year. Just putting yourself with a chance to come back in the second half has got to be something positive the Otters can take away from this first half. That is, if it remains 2-0. We've seen the Spuds offense can strike fast and furious. Tamba Ngolo takes it upfield now, but taken away there, and Ngolo gets it back. Makes a move around Matthew Niblock there. So it'll be Saif Alawi back to Ngolo. Now Ngolo passes back to Alawi, but Monteufel there to scoop it up as Alawi's touch just a little too strong. So another nice play there by Jaden Monteufel. So now Mason Allen with it for the Spuds. He crosses midfield, tries to get it. That's Yusuf Al-Shamani along the far sideline there. Played back now, that's Shane Zierden. He will play it over, that's Jose Rodriguez. Now he gets it off to Niblock. Back to Rodriguez and up to Dominic Aguilar, defended there by Liam Weiler. Aguilar sends it into the box and it'll be scooped up by Jacob Hendrickson. And he will elect to punt it with the wind with him, sends it out. I'll bounce right on the midfield marker, and a leaping Jack Urich there to play it for the Otters, up to Niblock. Now that's Shane Zierden. Zierden taken down by Tamba Ngolo. So that will be a foul on the Spuds. And Matthew Niblock will set up the free kick for the Otters. Free kick sent in off the head of Liam Weiler. Now Jabril Guido plays it out. Too strong for Yusuf Al-Shamani. Couldn't handle the pass, but now Saif Alawi there. He defends Casey Egan. Now played over to Rivar Keikos, and he'll give it up to Jabril Guido. Guido looking back for Keikos, and that'll be taken away by Rodriguez. Now it's Niblock as he looks upfield to Dominic Aguilar and finds him. Defended by Caden Carter. Aguilar gives back to looking for Niblock. And now Ngolo fights him off there. Sent into the box there by Shane Zierden. Now that shot. They'll deflect off a Spud and roll out of bounds. Zierden to throw it in. Played there by Mason Allen. He'll boot it out of bounds. I'll roll all the way into the parking lot and hit off a van out there. And so the Otters will take a throw in there. Whoever is able to prevail on the scoreboard next in this game could go a long way in deciding this one, as your Spuds lead 2-0 right now. But if the Otters can cut it down to 2-1 before the end of the half, I'm sure they'd be very happy with their chances and how they have played here in the first half. They're able to do so. Jacob Hendrickson quickly gets it in on the goal kick and plays it over to Liam Weiler. Now it's Caden Carter all the way up to Jabril Guido. Guido along the near sideline finds Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani past the defenders, his right-footed shot in for a goal. So just as I was saying, the next goal would be very important. Yusuf Al-Shamani gets the goal there for the Spuds as they quickly on the counterattack there. You saw Jacob Hendrickson quickly tap in with the goal kick and played up the near sideline from Carter to Jabril Guido all the way up to Yusuf Al-Shamani on the goal. As he stopped in the corner there and posed for a picture as that was Spud Sports' Renee Grover down there taking pictures, and Al-Shamani and Guido stopped and posed for a picture celebrating their goal. And they are up 3-0 now as they get a goal just before the end of the half. So not what the Otters wanted at all. They were applying some pressure, maybe looking to put this game at 2-1 and give themselves a good chance in the second half, but that goal pushing it to 3-0. You don't want to say puts it out of reach as there's still a lot of game to play, but scoring on the Spuds has been a tough thing to do this year. Only one team has scored more than one goal against them, and several teams have been shut out. Alawi sends it in, and that deflects off Monteufel. Monteufel, a nice save there as Alawi sent in a screamer along the side there. Monteufel just deflected out of bounds with his hands, and Revar Keikos will set up the corner kick for the Spuds. Keikos sends it in, plays off the head of Liam Weiler down to the feet, and that's Casey Egan who sends it out. Now it's Revar Keikos for the Spuds. He plays off to Mason Allen. Allen fires it in, that'll be too wide, and Monteufel will watch it roll out of bounds. He will take a goal kick. We tick down towards the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Your Spuds leading 3-0 on the Bellbank scoreboard. A little scoring recap for you. William Vargas got the Spuds on the board first. Took him about 20 minutes to do so, but eventually taking the 1-0 lead, and then it was Jabril Guido in behind the defense. Fired a missile into the top left corner of the net to bring their lead to 2-0, and then just as Fergus Falls was showing some signs of life, Moorhead quickly on the counterattack. It was Yusuf Al-Shamani, the team's leading goal scorer, getting behind the defenders, and then eventually past the goaltender, and that's where we stand now at 3-0. That ball will be out of bounds off of Caden Carter. So a throw in there for the Otters. Now that's Liam Weiler who plays it up past midfield, and Yusuf Al-Shamani there. Now that's Cole Zierden, deflects off of Caden Carter, and now Zierden taps it up and will be taken in by Liam Weiler. Weiler just content to tap it out of bounds there. Dominic Aguilar will track it down for the Otters, and he will take the throw in. Otters trying to see if they can get something going here before the end of the half. Just under 40 seconds to go. That a header attempt into the box there. A good attempt there from Fergus Falls, but Jacob Hendrickson was there, as was Yusuf Muhammad, but Jacob Hendrickson using his hands. Now the Spuds on the counterattack again. Jabril Guido shot over the net there. They try and get one last goal in before the end of this first half. That shot will go well out of bounds over the net from Jabril Guido. And that will take us to the end of our first half. The clock winds down towards 0. The referee blows the halftime whistle. So it was Vargas, Guido, and Al-Shamani for the Spuds, giving them that 3-0 lead on the Bellbank scoreboard. We will be back in about 10 minutes with more boys soccer action for you right here on Spuds TV.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere. Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere. Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
We welcome you back now for the second half of boys soccer action here on Spuds TV. As in the first half, the Spuds and Otters played to a 3-0 victory. Not victory, 3-0 lead for the Spuds, rather. Just a brief reminder on the goals there for the Spuds. It was William Fergus getting the first one, then Jabril Guido, and just before the half ended, it was Yusuf Al-Shamani. So that brings us to where we are now on the Bell Bank scoreboard with 3-0 your score.
Welcome back to Otter Soccer on Channel 977. Otters trail Moorhead 3-0 in the boys edition of this matchup. Girls side working their way up.
As we stated in the opening, the Otters 0-7 this year. Your Spuds at 7-0, and we are underway here in the second half. Lineup change for Fergus Falls. Appears as if they're going with a new goaltender. Can't quite make out who that is in net. We will get that to you, if at all possible, if we figure out who that is in net. But it is a new goaltender for Fergus Falls. And now Saif Alawi sends it in, and right there, a save made. Now out of bounds for a throw-in for Caden Carter. A shot sent in. Deflects off now. Yusuf Al-Shamani there. I believe the new goaltender is Ian Stumbo. Now Al-Shamani in, and he scores a goal on the crossing attempt there. Yusuf Al-Shamani with his second goal of the day. And the Spuds pick up right where they left off here in the second half. Yusuf Al-Shamani, as we said in the first half a couple times, he's the leading goal scorer on this Spuds team, and he has 2 of the 4 goals now for the Spuds this evening. It's just a minute and 3 seconds into this second half. The Spuds are back on the board. So Saif Alawi taps it around a defender there, and Spuds are right back on the attack. On the roster here, they have Ian Stumbo as number 38, and it is number 38 wearing the black jersey there in net for the Otters, so we will assume that is Ian Stumbo in net for Fergus Falls. That crossing attempt deflected off the head or neck area of an Otter there. That is Ian Richards, appears to be slightly shaken up, holding his, appears to be his nose, and he will head off the field. Richards slowly walks off the field, escorted by the referee. They will send a substitution on for Richards. Max Hodney lines up the the corner kick. He sends it in, deflects off the head of Mason Allen there. Now it's Yusuf Muhammad. Back to Mason Allen, his right-footed shot deflects off an Otter, and now out to Max Hodney. Sends it in on net, saved there by Ian Stumbo. On that punt past midfield, that's Sterling Andrews who tries to take it in over there. Appears to have put on a stocking cap at the halftime break, did Andrews. When it got past him, and Caden Carter will throw it in for the Spuds. That is out of bounds, and the Otters will take a throw in. The Otters' next game, they will take on Alexandria. That was the opponent the Spuds defeated this past Saturday right here at Jim Goda Stadium on Senior Day. So the Otters will take them on in their next contest as the season wrapping up for these teams. Just a couple of games left after this one. Now Max Hodney into the box, his shot deflected there. And it'll be tapped out by Matthew Niblock. Now it's Tamba Ngolo. His shot will be fired in, but just wide, so the Otters will take a goal kick. This season just ending for the soccer teams, and on the other hand, just starting for football and volleyball. We take a look at the volleyball schedule. They will play pretty much every Tuesday and Thursday as a part of this Central Lakes Conference, as well as the soccer teams have been, along with swimming and tennis. So volleyball opens up next Thursday. They take on Rocori. That game is in Rocori. The volleyball team excited to get started. And the following night, the football team will be in Buffalo. Yusuf Al-Shamani in the box for the Spuds. His shot is too wide. That'll roll out of bounds for a goal kick. The Moorhead Spuds football team very excited to get going. They have a very promising team this fall. Of course, last year losing in that heartbreaking loss to Elk River in the last second in the state quarterfinals, but Coach Kevin Feeney excited with what they bring back to the table this year. The dynamic duo of the Walthall brothers at wide receiver. Obviously Trey Feeney, his son, at quarterback. Looking to poise for a big season this year for the Spuds, and they should be exciting to watch, and we'll get those games to you on Spuds TV. Opposed to volleyball, football will allow fans that pass into Yusuf Al-Shamani be out of bounds off his shot, but ruled offsides. Football will allow 250 fans. Volleyball will have 0 fans allowed. So we'll be able to stream those games as well on Spuds TV for you. Stumbo sends the free kick out past midfield, played off the head of Mason Allen. Now Abdirahman Ahmed. Now Ahmed fights with Shane Zierden there. Now sent into the box by Cole Zierden, scooped up by Jacob Hendrickson. Played back to Yusuf Muhammad, and he'll get it up to Tamba Ngolo. Ngolo back to Abdirahman Ahmed, and now it's Saif Alawi. Ngolo plays it back to Mason Allen. Allen gives up to Max Hodney. Hodney takes it up the far sideline there, looking for Jabril Guido. Intercepted there by Cole Zierden, and now played up to Jack Urich. They'll be out of bounds off of him. The Spuds will take a throw in. Caden Carter there to take the throw in for the Spuds. Now deflected out of bounds off of Casey Egan, and the Spuds will take another throw in. The first home football game for the Spuds will be not next Friday, but the following one after that, as they will take on the Alexandria Cardinals, a familiar opponent. They took them down last year in the section semifinals. Should be an exciting game to watch there. Alexandria, I'm sure, wanting to get some revenge on the Spuds. That will be the Spuds' home opener again for football. Tonight we have soccer for you here at Jim Goda Stadium. With your Spuds holding on to a 4-0 lead almost 10 minutes into the second half. Max Hodney will line up the corner kick. He fires it in over the head of everyone until it lands on Jabril Guido. He taps it out of bounds, side of the net. So it'll be a goal kick for the Fergus Falls Otters. Stumbo lines up the goal kick for Fergus Falls. And now Liam Weiler just punches it out of bounds there. Dominic Aguilar there to throw it in for the Otters. He will get it into Cole Zierden, now back to Aguilar. Yusuf Muhammad gets it up to Tamba and Golo. Now Aguilar along the far sideline, defended by Caden Carter. It'll be out of bounds off of Carter and be a throw in for the Otters. Along the far sideline there, that's Cole Zierden, defended again by Caden Carter. Caden Carter will tap it out of bounds, this time out the end line. And so the Otters will line up a corner kick. We are officially 10 minutes into this second half. Spuds leading 4-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard. Fergus Falls lines up the corner kick now and will boot it in. Played off the head of Yusuf Muhammad there. Now Tamba and Golo up to Yusuf Al-Shamani, but taken away there. Now played back. That's Cole Zierden. Now it's Liam Weiler. He'll play it back to Jacob Hendrickson. Hendrickson looking for Caden Carter. He'll find him along the far sideline. Now his pass nearly intercepted by Jose Rodriguez, but now it's Max Hodney towards the middle of the field. But defender Casey Egan there to take it away from him. Now Rodriguez will regroup for the Otters. Now it's Jabril Guido trying to make a move around Urich there, and he will eventually get it back and play it along the far sideline almost into the box. Now he taps it over to Tamba and Golo. Golo crossfield looking for Saif Alawi, but tapped away there by Aiden Shern. Now it's Alawi again. He fires it in, but Stumbo there on one knee to scoop it up. So Alawi looking for an open teammate in front of the net, but Stumbo is there to make the play. Now it's the Otters on the counter attack. Aguilar defended by Caden Carter. That'll be out of bounds off of Aguilar, and it'll be a Moorhead Spud throw-in. Back into the game for the Spuds is William Vargas. He will replace Jabril Guido. Last time Vargas was substituted on, he was instant offense for the Spuds. He got them on the board. A 1-0 lead, and it's been all Moorhead from there. Scoring 3 more to bring their lead to 4-0. As Alawi looking for Vargas there again, but it will be passed out towards midfield, and Cole Zierden will take it in and give it back to Jose Rodriguez. Now tapped out of bounds there by Max Hodney. And Jack Urich will come up and take the throw in for the Otters. Now that's Zierden plays it back to Rodriguez. Now he's looking for Dominic Aguilar, but defended there by Liam Weiler. Now it's Mason Allen. Allen carrying it up near midfield. And he taken away briefly by the Otters, but played back to Saif Alawi. Makes a move around a defender there. He brings it into the box, but his right-footed shot never really stood a chance as Stumbo just watched it roll to the side of the box. Alawi with a couple nice moves there, getting by Egan and trying to make his way past a second defender, but unable to do so, having to use his right foot there, on the outside of his right foot, to angle it towards the net. And it was out of bounds. The goal kick played now. It's Max Hodney. Hodney making his way up the far sideline there. He fires it into in towards the net, and William Vargas is there for another goal. As that pass, that cross from Max Hodney, got by the goaltender Stumbo, and Vargas was there to tap it in. So a couple times now, William Vargas off the bench, substituted in. And he has a pair of goals now for the Spuds. They now lead 5-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard. That's Vargas from Max Hodney, and Hodney made his way up the far sideline. Couple of nifty moves there, getting by a couple defenders, tapping the ball around them, and then crossing it into his teammate William Vargas, who was parked along the back post there. And had an easy tap-in goal to bring this lead to 5-0. So it hasn't been overly dominant by any means, but the Spuds just find themselves with a 5-0 lead, just slowly chipping away and capitalizing on the chances when they've been there. The Spuds team can score at any given moment. It's been kind of their MO this year. That'll be tapped out of bounds. They threaten again to score. A nice chance there for them. That's Joey Johnson on the play for the Otters. He will tap it out of bounds, and Max Hodney will line up another corner kick for the Spuds. Corner kick has been a good play for Moorhead this year, scoring on several occasions, and seems as though they have a good chance off of every corner kick they have. They send a bunch of guys into the box now. William Vargas, another good scoring chance there. He sends it through the football goal post, and it will be a goal kick. Stumbo plays it in from the goal kick. Hodney gives off to Tamba Ngolo. Ngolo defended there by Shane Zierden. Now he passes over to goal scorer William Vargas. Vargas working along the near sideline. And that'll be out of bounds off of an Otter, and then will be a throw in there awarded to Moorhead. Diarmid Ahmed up from the defensive spot to take the throw in, looking for Tamba Ngolo. That'll be sent out now. Now it's Liam Weiler. And will be out of bounds off an Otter. The Spuds will take another throw in. And the ball rolls out of bounds, and the referee waves on the substitutions for Moorhead, as it will be Ben Colborn, Rivar Keikos, and Aldulami Muhammad. Both Colborn and Muhammad making their first appearances in this game. Keikos playing in the first half for the Spuds. Checks back in now. So now it's Yusuf Muhammad back to goaltender Jacob Hendrickson. Hendrickson plays over to Liam Weiler. Weiler's pass too strong for Caden Carter, and then will roll out of bounds for a throw-in. Throw-in again right off Caden Carter, now back out to Jack Urich. Now it's Saif Alawi along the far sideline. It will deflect off of him and be another throw-in for Urich and the Otters. Now Saif Alawi over to Ben Colborn. Colborn back to Aldulami Muhammad, now over to Yusuf Muhammad. Max Hodney defending there, but it's one away by the Otters. That's Cole Zierden. Matthew Niblock there for the Otters. And that'll be Saif Alawi giving up to Max Hodney, but it'll be too strong for him and roll out of bounds. Cole Zierden will take the throw-in. Just as it was on Saturday afternoon, an overcast evening tonight at Jim Goda Stadium as we play soccer. Now Saif Alawi streaking into the box. He will play it back to Rivar Keikos, who sends it in, but a diving stop made by Ian Stumbo. So Alawi made his way into the box there, and Keikos called for the ball to be sent to his foot, and it was, but shot was sniffed out by Ian Stumbo. Now it'll be out of bounds off the Spuds, and the Otters will take a throw-in. So our score remains at 5-0 Spuds. Joey Johnson tosses it in for the Otters. Now it's Rivar Keikos, and he sends it back to Yusuf Muhammad. Muhammad plays it up, looking for Max Hodney. Now it's Yusuf Al-Shamani. He'll play it back to Liam Weiler. Now he gives it all the way back to goaltender Jacob Hendrickson. Hendrickson looking for Ben Colborn, too strong for him. And that's Owen Kruger there for the Otters. Now looking for Shane Zierden along the near corner. And he saves it from going out of bounds, plays off the head of Colborn. That's off the foot of Kruger, and now Caden Carter there. He'll race with Cole Zierden there towards the corner. And Zierden's crossing attempt deflects off of Caden Carter and will be out of bounds for a throw-in. Referee waves on substitutions for both teams. For Fergus Falls, it will be number 9, Sterling Andrews. And back into the match for Moorhead is number 16, Mohammed Hussein. Over the midway point here in the second half. 19:30 and counting on the clock. The Spuds win it back. Now it's Rivar Keikos along the far sideline. He gives it to Yusuf Al-Shamani, and now it's Mohammed Hussein looking for Rivar Keikos, but booted away there by Casey Egan. Now it's Liam Weiler who gives it up to Caden Carter. Ben Colborn there for the Spuds. Now it's Rivar Keikos. Now it's back to Keikos. Now it's Yusuf Al-Shamani. His left-footed shot is too strong and too far wide. He's looking again for that back corner of the net. His left-footed shot attempt was too far wide of the net, and so Stumbo will take the goal kick. It's Dominic Aguilar on the far sideline. He boots it into the middle of the field, but Yusuf Muhammad is there for the Spuds, and now it's Max Hodney. Gives it back to Aldulami Muhammad. Now it's William Vargas. He gives it, looking for Aldulami Muhammad, intercepted there by Sam Sorum. Now that's Ben Colborn looking for, and he finds William Vargas. Vargas makes a move, gets it over to Yusuf Al-Shamani. He plays it back to Rivar Keikos. Keikos trying to play it up to Al-Shamani. It's Muhammad Hussein there, but he will shove Ethan Leopold to the ground, and so it'll be a foul there on Muhammad Hussein. And Ian Stumble will come out of his net to take the free kick. Muhammad Hussein taps it out of bounds, looking for Max Hodney, and so Dominic Aguilar will take the throw in there for the Otters. That's Dominic Aguilar sending it in off the head of Liam Weiler. Up to Max Hodney now. Max Hodney carries it across the the half line with speed, but taken away there by Casey Egan. Hodney had a full head of steam there coming in, and Egan took it right off his feet. Now it's Rivar Keikos. He plays it in, his left-footed shot towards the net. And that will miss wide left of the net. Be out of play. Into the game now for the Spuds is number 21, Abdullahi Muhammad. Now that's Ben Colborn for the Spuds, and he plays it over to Caden Carter. Carter up to Muhammad Hussein. Tries to tap it right back to Caden Carter, but it'll be out of bounds. Throw in there to Dominic Aguilar. Now it's Muhammad Hussein who plays it back. That's Caden Carter. Now it's Ben Colborn. Colborn over to Aldulami Muhammad. Now it's William Vargas. Vargas gives off to Rivar Keikos. The Spuds just trying to maintain possession here as they're the 15-minute mark in this second half. Reads on the scoreboard, about 15-10 and counting there. So the Spuds will be content just to hold this lead right where it's at 5-0. Now Keikos looking for Muhammad Hussein. He's in past the defenders. He's looking for a goal, but it will be out of bounds off the side of the net there. Look, for a moment you saw that net move as if he maybe got it in the back of the net, but it was off the side of the net, in fact, from Muhammad Hussein. And so now out near midfield, that's Yusuf Al-Shamani there. Back to Abdullahi Muhammad, and now Yusuf Al-Shamani again. Carries it in past a couple defenders. His left-footed shot there. He looked for another goal, but Ian Stumble there to make the save, and that foul ruled on Yusuf Al-Shamani. And now Yusuf Al-Shamani will be issued a yellow card. He had some words for the official, and he'll be taken off now with the yellow card. So Leighton Selseth will enter in for the Spuds. That goal kick from Stumbo. That'll be out of bounds and be a throw in for the Spuds. Our score still at 5-0 here as we play late into this second half. The lights are on at Jim Goda Stadium as the sun sets over in the west. Rather chilly, but not too cold evening here at Moorhead High School. We play soccer tonight between Spuds and Otters, just as they are in Fergus Falls between Otters and Spuds. That's the girls in action there. They have a 7 p.m. kickoff time there. So now it's Revar Keikos for the Spuds. He tries to carry it in, defended there by Egan. Now played back out to Ben Colborne. He looks for William Vargas. Vargas, the nice move there. His left-footed shot. Nice save there. That's Ian Stumbo. Vargas with a nice move to settle it down and get it back to his left foot there. The save made by Stumbo. And now it's back. That's Dominic Aguilar. Tapped away by Yusuf Mohammed. And now William Vargas will play it along the sideline. Defended there by Shane Zierden. Back to Aldulami Mohammed, and now it's Ben Colborne. And a nice pass there to William Vargas. Vargas looking for Leighton Selseth. Selseth along the near sideline, defended there. That's Joey Johnson. He'll tap it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Spuds. Into the game now for the first time for Moorhead is Tyler Canard. He will replace Caden Carter. That's Revar Keikos now. He'll play it back to Yusuf Mohammed. Yusuf Mohammed looking for Mohammed Hussein over there. It'll be too strong for him and be out of bounds. There'll be a throw in there for Fergus Falls. That throw in. Looking for Cole Zierden along the sideline there. Saved for a moment by Tyler Canard, but then out of bounds off of him. Now out of bounds again off of Canard, and Otters moving up that far sideline, taking a couple throw-ins. Mohammed Hussein now crosses midfield for the Spuds. Defended there by Casey Egan. Another nice play there by him. Coming up from his defensive spot, the sophomore for Fergus Falls playing a nice game along the back line there. So that's Vargas defended by Sam Sorum, and now it's Aldulami Mohammed over for Revar Keikos, and a diving stop made by Ian Stumbo. A nice play all around there by both teams, as Aldulami Mohammed came all the way up from his right back defensive position, found a wide open Revar Keikos, but Stumbo there with a diving save on Keikos' attempt to move the lead to 6-0 for the Spuds. Stumbo keeps them right where they are with a nice play. So now Keikos gets it back for Moorhead. Taken away again by Casey Egan. That's Cole Zierden along the far sideline. Now Aldulami Mohammed tracks it down for the Spuds, and he'll just let it roll out of bounds. And he will take the throw-in. 9 minutes to play here in this second half. Your Spuds holding on to a comfortable 5-0 lead on the Bell Bank scoreboard. Spuds will improve to 8-0. An impressive showing yet again this evening for the Moorhead Spuds. Yet to have a blemish on their record. Fortunately for the Fergus Falls Otters, they will drop to 0-8 with tonight's loss. It was a tall task for them this evening, facing the undefeated Spuds, and quite frankly, they played a pretty decent game overall. The scoreboard may say 5-0, but when you're 0-7 and going against an undefeated team, they've done some good things out there tonight, and they certainly shouldn't hang their heads after this one. They played a pretty solid game against these Spuds, who have been dominant all year. Now it's Max Hodney, defended there by Egan. Now it's Hodney again, gets it up to Muhammad Hussein, makes a move around one defender, and tapped out there by Sam Sorum. Now Yusuf Muhammad plays it upfield, and Max Hodney will take it away there for the Spuds. Looking for William Vargas, but he will miss that one, and Sorum will take the throw in for the Otters, and now Colborne plays it off his head. Now booted into the air. That's Aiden Shern. Out of bounds off the Spuds, and then we'll take another throw in for Sorum. Now it's William Vargas again. That'll be taken away there. That's Matthew Niblock, and he'll be taken down, and it'll be a foul on the Spuds. Joey Johnson there to take the free kick for the Otters. Now be booted right back by Aldulami Muhammad. As Jack Urick will watch it roll out of bounds. Actually goes under the bleachers there as he has to search for it and ends up coming out with it. He will throw it in. He's looking for Niblock there and goes past him. Now it's Ben Colborne. Colborne looking for Abdullahi Muhammad, but too strong for him, and it goes out of bounds. A couple substitutions on for the Spuds. A pair of seniors, number 23, Saeed Ahmed, and number 20, Abdirasak Hashim. They will replace William Vargas and Muhammad Hussein. William Vargas playing a fine game for the Spuds this evening. Got their first goal of the night. And added on another one later in the game to bring this lead to 5-0. Now that'll be out of bounds, and the Spuds will take a goal kick. The Otters trying to see if they can get one on the board here before the time runs out. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in this second half. Game controlled from start to finish by the Moorhead Spuds yet again. Now Niblock fires one over the net. That will be out of bounds. The Spuds will take a goal kick there. Liam Weiler takes the goal kick from Jacob Hendrickson. Now it's played back to Weiler, and he gives it over to Leighton Selseth. Selseth looking up the sideline for Canard, deflects off him and out of bounds for an Otter throw-in. The Otters will send back in just one substitution actually. That's Dominic Aguilar coming back in for the Fergus Falls. It's off the head of Ben Colborne. Now Max Hodney will play it back to Yusuf Muhammad. Taken away there by Sam Sorum, and now over to Dominic Aguilar. Aguilar fires in the box, but Jacob Hendrickson is right there for the Spuds as he takes it in with two hands. Now there will be a foul ruled against Moorhead, and the Otters will have a free kick. It will be Matthew Niblock there to take the free kick, and he sends it right in at goaltender Jacob Hendrickson, and he will grab that one and snatch it up out of the air, and now it'll be Hodney over to Muhammad, and now that is Leighton Selseth along the far sideline, defended there by Jack Urick. Urick wins it off the feet of Selseth and plays it upfield, but now it's Tyler Canard. He gives it right back to Selseth, but he will be ruled offsides. So Selseth ruled offsides there. Stumbo will come out of his net and take the free kick for Fergus Falls. No, it's out of bounds off of Fergus Falls. So it'll be another Spud throw-in. 2 minutes left here in this game. That's Tyler Canard along the sideline. He taps it out of bounds. Couple of substitutions late in the game here for Fergus Falls. They'll rotate some guys back in. This game is all but over as Spuds have a 5-0 lead. It's just over a minute to play on the scoreboard. One last scoring recap for you. It was William Vargas getting the first goal for the Spuds, followed by a goal from Jabril Guido shortly after to give the Spuds a 2-0 lead. And right before the half, it was Yusuf Al-Shamani making it 3-0. Oddly, Muhammad sends it over the head of Leighton Selseth. Then in the second half, Al-Shamani getting his second goal of the game just a minute and 3 seconds into that second half. Then later on, the Spuds tacking on their 5th goal. It was William Vargas for the Spuds on assist from Max Hodney. And that brings us to where we are right now with a 5-0 lead on the Bell Bank scoreboard. Liam Weiler there to clear it out for the Spuds. I'm sure they'd like to keep that shutout intact. That's Niblock there for the Otters. He will kick it out of bounds. My clock winds towards zeros. And your Moorhead Spuds improve to 8-0 on this 2020 season. Fergus Falls will drop to 0-8, but still a good game played from the Otters this evening. Your Spuds take this one on the Bell Bank scoreboard 5-0. We thank you for joining us tonight for boys soccer action. From all of us here at Spuds TV, this is Riley Swenson signing off.